Howdy. Howdy, welcome back to the channel. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't check out the past video, make sure you check out the past video. Boys coming in like a storm. Today, we got a video from someone new. You know what I'm saying? His name is Colton Ogburn. I hope I said your name right, bro. Dr. Doom's castle has been hiding in plain sight.
Did you guys spot the giant castle-sized Dr. Doom Easter egg that's been hiding in the Loki series? That's right, the Citadel
It's in the Loki series?
End of Time was originally Dr. Victor Von Doom's castle that was then taken from him when He Who Remains won the Multiversal War, and we will be seeing that castle again in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers.
Wait, so He Who Remains was it Kang? Did Kang end up beating Dr. Doom at some point or something, bro? Am I missing something?
Secret Wars. So all of that stuff with Loki and Kang, it wasn't the beginning of this story, it was the end, and I can prove it. Hey everybody, Colton here, and in the 2015 Avengers Secret Wars comics, we see Dr. Doom create Battle World, a collection of fragments from variant realities conglomerated into one existence similar to that of the Void, you know, which we saw in Loki and in Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, in the comics, in Battle World, following the destruction of the entire multiverse, Dr. Doom becomes...
They have a whole comic book pretty much telling us this story already? Ain't that kind of like cheat codes for anybody not know the comic? Well, I guess, you know, we just seen everything come live action, so, you know, people are excited, you know. But I'm hoping they, you know, they do change the story a little bit from the comics. So the people who do read the comics could still be a little bit surprised when they watch the movie when certain stuff happened that they didn't see in the comics. You know what I'm saying? But if they taking everything from the comics, bro, it really shouldn't be no reason why the script is taking so long. You know what I'm saying?
God Emperor Doom, and he sits on a throne with a tree.
Who are these people?
Doom becomes God Emperor Doom.
Because we know, bro, it has Franklin. Only see girls right here though. So by this time, did Franklin already go back to his mom and dad? Did they already find him? Or is that Franklin at the top that's floating?
And he sits on...
Oh, yeah. I just saw the dude. Yep. It was a boy, bro. That was Franklin.
A throne with a tree.
Who's the two girls, though?
That throne with a tree is within a castle, like He Who Remains Citadel at the end of time. And remember, Loki's throne and He Who Remains throne both exist in the same place outside of time, adjacent to the Void. And again, the Void will be the MCU's version of Battle World. Now, why do I say that?
Why is it the MCU's version of Battle? Bro, I think they should just say it should be the DC's version of Earth Crisis. You know what I'm saying? Prime Earth, Earth Prime, however they called it. Earth 1, Earth 2. They pretty much have the same playbook as DC, bro. And I'm not gonna act like, you know, DC came out first, because I'm not sure which one came out first. To be real with y'all, but they already have a foundation in DC on how they pretty much did this. You know what I'm saying? And oh boy, I think his name was like, I forgot his name, but he was a black dude though. He could be like a possible Dr. Doom. You know what I'm saying? In the situation. Y'all watch the Flash series, bro. What perspective did y'all watch the whole Crisis from? Did y'all watch it from the Flash show? Did y'all watch it from the Arrow show? Or did y'all watch it from, I believe Black Lightning had it too. I don't remember, it's been a minute.
Well, Battle World is a collection.
They pretty much having the same exact storyline right now.
Realities, you know, thrown into one place. And what is the Void if not a collection of people, artifacts, and land from dead realities thrown into one place? So as you all know, I've been on a mission to find all of the Dr. Doom Easter eggs that Kevin Feige and company have been planting in the MCU, starting all the way back in Avengers Endgame and throughout this multiverse saga. Remember, despite Avengers Doomsday once being...
But they had this, that's what I'm saying, bro. The comics already laid out a foundation.
Doom was always going to show up in Avengers Secret Wars, and for more than 20 years.
So if he was always going to show up in Secret Wars, bro, how badly would this how badly would the Kang story being out mess up the story, bro? Because I'm starting to feel like the Kang Dynasty was what was going to debut Dr. Doom. And now that they don't have the whole Kang story, they have to find a new way to introduce Dr. Doom into the story. which I guess was by them putting him in Fantastic Four First Steps when he took Baby Franklin at the end. I guess that's their way of doing it. But if the Kang stuff was coming out, bro, do y'all think the Fantastic Four post-credit scene still would have happened the same way?
Kevin Feige has wanted Robert Downey Jr. to play Doctor Doom. Back during the casting for
Whoa,
the very
hold
film,
on.
Feige always going to show up in Avengers Secret Wars. And for more than 20 years, Kevin Feige has wanted Robert Downey Jr. to play Doctor Doom. Back during the casting for the very first Tim Story Fantastic Four, RDJ was in the running to play Doom.
You had all met with him already for like Doctor Doom or something. I think he had come through on a maybe Fantastic Four.
Right.
But due to him still being somewhat blacklisted in Hollywood, he lost out on the role. But it was...
Bro, imagine RDJ being Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four, bro. I'm so happy he didn't get that role, bro, because when you think about it, bro, I mean, I know they saying they wanted him to be Doctor Doom for 20 plus years, bro, but let's be real. If he was Doctor Doom in that Fantastic Four movie, he wouldn't be in the MCU right now, I don't think. To be real with you, it would be a different Iron Man. He wouldn't be in the movie no more. He wouldn't be a part of the MCU like that no more at all. They probably would have recast like they doing right now. Recast Iron Man. But since they are saying it was a plan since the beginning, you know what I mean? Could you really say the Doctor Doom cast was a recast? Or they were just like, we was going to do this anyway. And we just, some things was going on. So we just had to throw the movie out. So we put it out. But we redid it. So are they finna reset the whole... Bro, that's kind of crazy, bro. The fact that he was going to play Doctor Doom first. I wonder if they had like if they got the audition tapes and stuff, bro. Him trying out for Doctor Doom, bro. Because I saw the one he did for Tony Stark.
For the best, because a few years later, he
I want to see what he did
Stark
for
Iron Man, something that probably would have never happened had he played Doom just a few years prior. So, while many like to claim that Marvel casting RDJ as Doom for Avengers Doomsday was a last following a decline in interest in the MCU, Jonathan Majors Kang being dropped from the story, they're wrong.
I think they could still bring Kang back, bro. I think they
Kevin
still
Feige
should.
has had in mind for years, and the Russo brothers, the directors of Doomsday and Secret Wars, they confirmed in an interview that Kevin Feige and RDJ had been kicking this idea around for a long time. So, well, yes,
it seemed like RDJ really tapped in, bro. Like how tapped in is RDJ, bro, for real? Because it seemed like he be talking to the main people a lot. You know what I'm saying? Putting his input in everything, But I mean, if he is the reason why we did get some great movies from the MCU, bro, then applaud to him. But it's just like, I wonder how other actors feel knowing that one of the actors in the group is more close to, the director and everything. Because it could bring a little bias coming from Kevin Feige. Just a little. I mean, you gotta be real, bro. We human beings, bro. We gonna be a little biased towards the people we've known a lot better or longer. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder, like, bro. And I'm gonna just throw this question out here, bro, just because, you know what I'm saying. Is Kang Dynasty, did they take it off the did they delete it because RDJ probably didn't want it and was like, we could just make a story better this way? Which he was probably right, who knows, you know what I'm saying? Or do you think it was really because, like, the stuff that happened with Jonathan Majors, bro? Because if they brought RDJ back after he was blacklisted and stuff, and I don't know if y'all know his story, but bro went through some things, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Jonathan Majors could come back too, bro. Because he really didn't do nothing. I feel like they could give him another chance too, bro. Especially if we hearing now RDJ came back and he ended up being one of the most profound characters in the MCU, bro. Why we can't do that for Jonathan Majors? He ain't got to be a big character, but y'all can bring him back, bro. Like, it won't hurt y'all anyway. He people love him still, bro. Nobody hate him for the accusations, bro. No, everybody is on his side.
Totally a pivot from Kang to Doom, and Doom is coming in earlier than they had planned.
Deleting Kang the Conqueror, bro, I feel like that probably would have been a big
the reason there are so many
great movie to have.
Easter eggs in Avengers Endgame and many in the multiverse.
That would have been like 3 Avengers movies, bro.
Tease not only the presence of Doctor Doom, but RDJ's Doctor Doom specifically. In season 1 of Loki, we see for the first time the Citadel at the end of time, a castle resting on a piece of asteroid asteroid floating at the center of the Sacred Timeline universe, Universe 616, and this asteroid and citadel exist outside of the bounds of time. Now, in the comics, the character of He Who Remains also has a citadel that rests on a shard of an asteroid, just like we got in the MCU. But the citadel itself that we got in the MCU looks nothing like the citadel from the comics. In fact, it looks far more like the various renditions of Doctor Doom's Latverian castle, the same castle that we would see him build in Secret Wars. But look, the citadel looking like Doom's castle is not the only piece of evidence that it was once Doom's and will once again be Doom's when we see him build.
So what do y'all think happened then? How did he lose his house? You think him and Kang had a fight and he ended up losing the fight? Because if that happened, that means in the movie Kang the Conqueror, they probably would have put that scene in there to let us see Doctor Doom, like, you know, to build his character into becoming who he ended up becoming in Secret Wars and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, bro, how did he lose his castle? If that was his castle, how did he lose his castle to Kang, bro?
In Doomsday. Let me explain. In Loki Season 2, we saw Loki take the throne that was residing in the same place where the Citadel once stood, but for the most part, the Citadel has withered away. Now, when dealing with a place that exists outside of time, it gets a little confusing. Existing outside of time essentially means that there really is no before or after. There's no cause and effect. It just always is or isn't. The Citadel and this floating piece of rock it sits on, this is the center of the MCU. It's the bedrock of that reality and all of its timelines. Remember in that episode of What If where we see Doctor Strange's entire
where's Loki? I thought he was in the middle,
in on itself with
holding
Doctor
all the damn
Strange
branches
at its center until the bitter end? Well, there we also see that he is floating on a rock and now encased in this remaining glassy barrier of his universe. The same barrier that exists between all universes and the same barrier that we can see surrounding the Sacred Timeline and the Citadel. Now, I tell you...
So you think that spot is in a little ball like how we saw Doctor Strange? Is that what he's saying? Like it's being protected? But How did Doctor Doom lose his, if that is his castle? How did Kang get the castle? Why did we see Kang there? You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest, you know, and maybe that's what I'm saying, bro. When they had Kang the Conqueror already laid out, like I said, I'm pretty sure they got a full script and they haven't threw it away. They just put it in the back burners, put it in the vault. They probably had a story of how he ended up getting that castle. Like now I really want to see Kang's story, bro. Especially if he runs into Doctor Doom at some point. You know what I mean? They both kind of got, I don't want to say the same goal, but they both want to be the most powerful or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They want to be the god. You know what I mean? So obviously these people gonna run into each other at some point to, you know, fight each other or come together to take the throne. You know what I mean? So I want to know what happens, bro. How did it happen? And if it was in the Kang the Conqueror movie, bro, y'all dropped the ball deleting that movie.
All of this to explain that when this universe does come to an end in Avengers Doomsday, which
something tells me a lot,
all that will remain
would have been explained in Kang the Conqueror.
The center of the MCU, the center of the universe, just like with Strange, and that center is that asteroid where Loki is sitting. Now, Loki's allowance for this universe to expand and time to flow freely, giving the universe free will, that has allowed for this sacred timeline to expand and have branching timelines instead of parallel timelines that obey a very strict storyline. And with this expansion, we are seeing the MCU 616 join the wider multiverse and come back into view of the Council of Kangs. Whereas before, He Who Remains had Universe 616 and its timelines secluded.
Once I isolated our timeline, all I have to do is manage the flow of time and prevent any further branches.
And that's why in the post-credit scene of Quantumania, when they talk about him, the exiled one, being dead, they're not talking about Kang. They're talking about He Who Remains and how that universe is now conjoining with their multiverse.
They're beginning to touch the multiverse.
So anyway, in Doomsday, we're likely going to learn that Doctor Doom has been rip-roaring through the multiverse, and maybe he killed the Council of Kangs who oversaw most of the multiverse. But when Doom reaches Loki's universe, Loki's throne, and dethrones him and takes the reins of the MCU, he will destroy the entirety of the multiverse and crash land its remaining remnants into the void, where he will rule as God Emperor. And there, from the same place as He Who Remains and the same place as Loki, where they both once sat, we will see Doom sit in his newly built castle. And in his castle will be his tree, just like in the comics. Now, here's where it gets fun and also confusing. If this all happens in Avengers Doomsday, then why the hell would we see the Citadel, the castle in Loki with He Who Remains, if all of that was supposed to have happened before Doomsday? Well, that's the thing, and it goes back to what we previously discussed. There is no before. Remember, this place exists outside of time. There's no before, no after, it just is.
This is time. Endless looped time.
In an Ouroboros of reoccurring events happening again and again and again, this multiversal war that we've heard He Who Remains speak of, it already happened, perhaps countless times. Perhaps it's always happening. And He Who Remains Citadel is merely...
See, and this is why I say, I think when Doctor Strange was looking over the possibilities and everything like that, I think when he was doing that, maybe he didn't think his powers was that strong to see what he saw, but I think he saw all of this. Like, he saw Doctor Doom come in. He saw Battle World. I think he saw all of that happening, bro. And I think Doctor Strange been playing both sides, bro. That's what I think.
castle that he stole from.
And I love Doctor Strange, man. I love magic and all that.
We then
so
see Loki
it hurts me
destroy
to
it,
say.
and then Doom builds it again. And these three may have been eternally fighting over this.
And like I've been saying too, I think Doctor Doom been paying attention to everything that's been going on for a long time.
But those are just my thoughts and theories. Now, speaking of this reoccurring fight between Kang, Loki, and Doom, we know that in Doomsday we are going to be seeing Doom take his throne and probably kill a lot of people along the way. But who? Well, that was a topic from our mailbag show, Ask Colton, and I'd like to share that clip with you now. Michael writes, "Hey Colton, in the comics, Doctor Doom rips Thanos' skeleton out to show how powerful he is. But for the MCU, do you think a recreation of that will have the same impact? Or is it more devastating in a showing of Doom's power if we see him pull out Steve Rogers' skeleton, and maybe that's why Chris Evans being in Doomsday is not..."
Y'all think he gonna... Hey, if they saying Steve Rogers is the cause of what, like the cause of the incursion that supposedly kills Doctor Doom's family, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of fair game, bro.
Yet confirmed. All right. Thank you so much for that question. So in that light show teaser for Avengers Doomsday, we got a blink and you'll miss it glimpse of Doctor Doom ripping out someone's spine, just like we saw God.
Oh, so they didn't
do.
They didn't show who it was though. They just showed the skeleton.
This panel in the comics, it was meant to show readers just how powerful this version of Doom had become and how outgunned the Marvel heroes would be going up against this Doom. Now, this Doom, of course, being the version of Doom that we meet in Secret Wars, and very likely the version of Doom that we'll be getting in Avengers Secret Wars with RDJ, and maybe even in Doomsday. So, the light show teaser featuring Doom ripping out somebody's spine, perhaps the spine of Thanos, that suggests that we will be seeing that happen, I think, in the first act of Doomsday. Maybe even like the first 5 or 10 minutes. Because
maybe it's Kang.
I talked about this in a video I did over on Screen.
To hurry up and get him out the way.
If they were showing us anything other... Because if they were showing us things that happened in the movie, things like that, and they were things that happened like toward the end of the movie or in the middle of the movie, that's a pretty massive spoiler. But what we do know is when things happen like at the very beginning of the film, those are the things that they tend to be more comfortable sharing with us beforehand, before the movie actually comes out, and filling the marketing with those moments. So anyway, in that light show teaser for Doomsday, what did we see? We saw Doom coming through the same green rift that Loki walked through to go sit on his throne. So we know Doom is coming for Loki. And then in that light show, we also see Doom taking a seat on a throne. So we can assume that he takes Loki's throne and he begins to control the tree. And
do y'all think do y'all think he kills Loki, bro? Do y'all think Loki escapes because he's about to die? You know what I'm saying? Or like Thor or something like that come and get him before he dies and he has to take him off the seat. Or what if the throne Dr. Doom sits on isn't Loki's throne at all? You know what I'm saying? What if it's, you know what I'm saying? What if it's just what can I say? like clickbait teaser, you know what I'm saying? What if he's just sitting on a regular chair? You know what I'm saying? But they using that to just build hype, like, oh, he took some, like, you know what I'm saying? It could be clickbaitish, you know what I'm saying? It could be a clickbait type of thing going on, which I do think a lot of companies that do movies and TV shows are starting to do now. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the anime world, you know what I'm saying? They'll show a teaser or something, and then when you see it, you like, bro, I thought this was gonna happen, but something completely else. You know what I mean? Like, or you don't even see that in the movie at all, or in the show at all. You see it in the next 2 episodes or the next 2. You know what I mean? I think a lot of companies are starting to use that little tactic, though. You know, show us him sitting on the throne or a chair that looks like a throne, but it ain't a throne at all, just to make us hyped about what might be happening to Loki. You know what I mean? But y'all let me know, bro, how y'all feel about everything that's going on, bro? Did y'all notice that castle in there the entire time, bro? Like, I've noticed the castle there, but I didn't know that it looked like Latveria Castle. You know what I mean? And then I also know, bro, if y'all watch the Moon Knight show, bro, they show little teasers of Latveria too, bro. Go watch it. I'm telling you, bro. Or at least it looked like it. You know what I'm saying? When I rewatched it, bro. Yeah, man. See y'all the next one.